Safety car lights out and accelerating away from the field.
Here we go. Lights out on the safety car. Couple of corners left. They'll start to form up now. The pole man, Shane van Gisbergen, on the inside. For the last two races, he has taken the right-hand side of the track, moved
split,
right over, and they've split. This time round,
now
he's changed it. He's decided, I'm going to mix it. No, the snake moves over. And everyone is obliged to follow the two guys in front of the queue. So one down the right, one down the left. And they're approaching at that speed somewhere between 50 and 60k. It's being checked. They'll enter the AZ zone very shortly. And then Shane van Gisbergen will have control. They're in there now. He's gone.
The gear's on the gas. And away we go in the V8 Supercars. Coulthard trying to shut the door on Craig Lowndes. Down into turn one for the first time. The Norton Hornets. Caruso looking up the inside as well. Look out wide. McLaughlin holds it.
They all stream through again, which is fantastic to see. No real issues through turn one. McLaughlin got round the outside of Lowndes. That's a big one. Down the outside, we'll see Lowndes try and get an overlap. He's not close enough. Wincup's going to benefit from this one potentially.
Lockwood Racing entry looks strong as well for Fabian Coulthard. Can Van Gisbergen bolt in the same manner that he's done on a couple of occasions here at Albert Park? He was strong in race one.
He was, but he's also been had a bit of a setup, probably a tyre pressure thing where he's looked to have his car come on later and look after those tyres. So every race so far we've seen him lead from the start. He's had a bit of an issue early on in those laps. And we see McLaughlin having a look down the inside of Coulthard early on, trying to maximise the opportunity while the tyres are still coming up to temperature. And a young Kiwi, look at him working hard.
Hustling, look at Coulthard, terrific stuff. He knows he's got to get it done now. He wants to get it done early.
And Gisbergen, he's having to defend, using a lot of the road as they stream through the quick change of direction. 11-12, and he's still on it. Look at Coulthard. He's going to look down the inside. This could be an opportunity for McLaughlin as Lowndes is looking too.
Big lock up, Coulthard.
He's not going to make this corner.
Somehow he held it.
I am wrong.
So
made the corner. It's on. Look at Lowndes up the inside of McLaughlin. He's still on the outside of Van Gisbergen. He's going to have the inside for 14.
What shape is that front left tyre going to be in?
Wow.
Good
that
recovery.
That is going to be a problem. They are two abreast.
Great recovery, and they need...
McLaughlin is getting on Lowndes. Gets a touch.
They need to boost some good news at Brad Jones Racing after that rebuild of the Team BOC entry. The dramas for Dale Wood.
Wow.
Coulthard leads the way. 4 wide. Look at them there. This is unreal.
Look at Moffat down the inside. He's inside Tander. Tander goes a bit wide. Caruso. Man, this is on. Winterbottom in car now. And look at the wheel work going on as they're getting touched up all the way through. This first lap, absolutely phenomenal.
We've got a championship round and not very long at all.
And the Volvo has got round Gisbergen also. He's in second spot.
Wide.
Reynolds wide.
Great work by McLaughlin. So the two Kiwis battling there, and look at Van Gisbergen. He's finding it. The pressure, feeling the pressure there from Lowndes and Whincup.
We might see a replay at some stage of how the Volvo got round Gisbergen, but how wrong was I into 13 that time when Fabian Coulthard locked up the left front really quite substantially. I didn't think there was any way he was going to make the corner, Rusty, but what a drop, what a job to get round.
Good save.
Remember, double points here too for this race. Action aplenty, the two Red Bull Racing cars there, line astern. They are still looking for a way past Van Gisbergen. Lowndes looks down the inside. I think he's got an overlap. He's on the grass. He has got an overlap here on Gisbergen, so he's going to make a move too. Did not expect Shane van Gisbergen to be in such trouble early on in this race. Well, maybe they've made a setup change or something to this car. I'm not sure.
Here's the replay of the start. Caruso off to the left, one of the Jack Daniels Racing entries, and of course Coulthard very quick to move across, sensing the threat or knowing the threat from Red Bull Racing Australia.
James Moffat, a superb start too to get around his teammate who's been ahead of him all weekend. But that was critical there with McLaughlin getting past Craig Lowndes. And here's the action. You watch the left front there. I just did not think there was any way he was going to make the corner. He gets around the outside. Gisbergen into the door of the Brad Jones Racing Guard. McLaughlin looking down the inside into 4. He's going to get it done. What a move by the young Kiwi on the other Kiwi to take the lead of this 4th race. Has that thing got some speed, Rusty?
Well, why don't we find out from the team boss? He's on the line, Gary Rogers. How's the heart rate? This is great for Volvo, leading the way at Albert Park.
Yeah, we're going all right, boys. We're sort of just taking a little bit at a time. But you've got to say that wasn't a bad move.
Gary, phenomenal move. Obviously had a little bit of issue yesterday with one of the tyres which slowed him up, but man, this kid, he's on fire.
Oh, he's one of your brothers, mate.
He is, mate.
The Kiwis. They're flying.
I taught him everything he knows, of course.
Well,
yeah.
a little bit.
Gary, congratulations. I mean, we're only 2 rounds into it. You said recently you wanted to come out and prove that what happened at Adelaide was no fluke. You've done an exceptional job, and you and the boys must be very happy.
It's great, Rusty. I mean, as I've said a million times, I've got the best bunch of blokes, and to see this happen, super.
All right, we'll leave you to it. You go and enjoy. There's a bit going on in the race. Gary Rogers there from the Valvoline Gary Rogers team, of course, running the Volvo S60 in 2014. Look at the battle here.
I've never seen Gary so emotional before in the last couple of rounds, but it's fantastic. He deserves it. Look at the race here. We saw Moffat. Oh! Whoa! Win Cup down the inside of his teammate, I think, wasn't it? Oh, no, sorry. He's dropped back a little bit.
He's arguing with Moffat.
Lowndes is in 3rd, so Wincup's dropped back a couple of spots here, arguing with Moffat. Moffat was ahead of Van Gisbergen, passed him down into 10. Gisbergen got the run back again on him. In car now with Mark Winterbottom making a move on Caruso, coming onto the front straight. There is action, absolutely plenty. McLaughlin sets the fastest lap of the race there.
57.65.
After making the pass on Fabian Coulthard.
So our pole sitter for the opening race, Michael Caruso, drifting back his teammate in the second of the Norton Hornets entries. They've got different paint schemes or different liveries this weekend. Michael running
Slade down the inside. Sorry, Rusty. Will Davison. The 2 Walkinshaw racing cars there. Slade and Percat.
Both of them had a pretty reasonable Adelaide. The result for Nick, I know, wasn't what he wanted, but he looked speedy, he looked racy there late in the game. And of course, Percat settling in now at Walkinshaw Racing in that super cheap auto racing Commodore. This is a surprise, and remember, it has implications on the points for the weekend. Van Gisbergen
Moffat again down the inside. Rusty on Gisbergen. He's done it again. This is the 2nd run. Will he be able to hold it this time and get a clean exit? I think he has. Gisbergen not getting the overlap as early as he did last time. So now Moffat moves into 4th position as Whincup looks on. It doesn't get much closer than this through the fast left-right run. So critical. You can see he just got through there a little bit better. Gisbergen will. No, he hasn't blocked. Whincup down the inside. He's going to get this pass done into 13. Gisbergen will look to get a crisscross, but he can't do it.
That may have, we need to check the numbers. I reckon that might have cost him the points.
It has.
You know, for the weekend, we've been combining all these points, but it's double, as Murph said at the beginning of the race, for the final one of the weekend. Double points on offer for race 4. That may have cost Shane Van Gisbergen the weekend.
We will get an update here in a second as McLaughlin again goes faster. 57.4 out the front.
We'll grab a break here. McLaughlin at the moment would be on top with 329 points. Van Gisbergen only a couple behind, 327. Will the Volvo win the weekend at Albert Park? Find out right after this.
The next fastest after that was Lowndes on a 58.3, so there is just no competition there at the front. As we can see, Van Gisbergen losing another spot. There's definitely something wrong with that car, damage-wise. We can see that there looks to be something on the left-hand side of the tyre there. There's been some rubbing. Maybe he's got a bent steering or something. I'm not quite sure, but, you know, after the domination that he showed, Nick Percat now looking to move ahead of him also. And there's fluid. There's fluid coming out of Todd Kelly's Nissan. There's a lot of radiator fluid I just saw there coming out of that car. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here, but it'll be pretty slippery behind the number 7 Jack Daniels Nissan right now.
Watch the coolant out there, watch the coolant.
So there's coolant coming out of that car as James ahead. In car now with him, the 3 Waukesha Racing cars running there in the mid-pack. Todd Kelly there pulled up, so obviously something wrong there with the radiator leak has put him out of the race. He stopped down, I think, at turn 8.
Well, that's a shame for Todd, but we've got to give a massive shout out to James Moffat, who is currently in 4th place. Let's have a look at this here.
Yeah, there we go. There's the replay. That's obviously radiator coolant, engine coolant coming out of that car. Tim Slade.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag. I think we got the safety car potentially coming out here. Yes. So this is going to change things as Percat dives down the inside.
Well, safety cars heading out onto circuit here at Albert Park. Yellow's on display, as you can see.
So we'll see if we can find out what's up with Gisbergen's car while the safety car is out. But man, he's, after being so dominant, going to be very disappointed with that. Look at the gap.
Unbelievable.
That McLaughlin's got. That's looking like it's on fire. A bit of black smoke coming out. I'd get a fire extinguisher in there if I was someone potentially. Hopefully that's as bad as it gets, but that's black smoke. So
Todd or one of the Nissan's blown radiators.
looks reasonably serious.
Keep an eye out as you're going around, mate.
As they line up behind the leader, things will quieten down for a moment. Rusty, it's been absolutely full on. We can see James Moffat up into 4th position. He has had an awesome start.
What we'll do at this point, Murph, while we're under safety car here is, of course, we're building up to race start in the Formula 1 Rolex Australian Grand Prix, 5 p.m. local. Let's go to Mark Howard. Mark?
Great to see the 4-time world champion, always very generous with the fans. Sebastian, when you wake up this morning, what are your thoughts on the race?
Just looking forward, you know, it's been a long winter, been a tough winter for us, so it's good to be here and finally wake up on a Sunday where we're going to race.
And you're presented with a wonderful challenge today, which also must excite you as a man that likes to get the job done.
Yeah, definitely, especially with so many new things. It will be a big challenge for all of us. I think we're all keen to find out how the racing will look like 2014.
You've got a lot of fans in this part of the world. Best of luck for the race. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
For all the angst at times, I know there was quite a roar from the crowd when he struggled yesterday. He had a genuine software issue. He's been a champion with the crowd here this weekend as well. Has spent a long time with some of the the autograph marquee and things like that. He's been very generous with his time, and the body language, the demeanour of the bloke. I think it's just accepting of the fact that it's not a great weekend, it's not a great car. That's what I've got. I've just got to live with it kind of for now.
And well, he's been through that before. I mean, this team's going to recover. We can see the speed that Daniel had. And, that's going to transform into him into his car very, very soon as we see a bit of a replay. Yeah, look at that fluid. See a big issue there for Todd Kelly.
Okay, mate, restarting this lap.
And he exited stage left very quickly. I think probably the dash might have been going a bit crazy at that point, saying enough's enough. So a disappointed Todd Kelly. Obviously worked so hard. He's been working that whole team incredibly hard. 4 cars is a big ask, and they're doing a very good job.
It's getting there though, isn't it? It's getting
definitely.
there.
Look at James Moffat. He's sitting right there behind. Rick Kelly had a great result at Clipsal in the last race on Sunday.
You got me all right, mate?
So we're about to get going again here at Albert Park. The final race of the MSS V8 Supercar Challenge. It's race 4. Scott McLaughlin leading the way. Some aggressive warming up of the tyres there. Jamie Whincup.
Boys at Speed Cafe on Twitter reporting that Van Gisbergen, no rear grip in the previously dominant VIP Petford's Commodore. So
I struggle to believe that's all it is, because I mean he is the master of managing those situations. So as they line up now for the restart, the double file, everyone forms up behind, same as the start. Fabian Coulthard right behind the Volvo, can't get any closer than that. Scott McLaughlin in charge. There's the AZ boards. As soon as he enters there, if he's got the green flag, it's up to him when to choose to go. Gone.
Lights it up. Good work, McLaughlin. Look at James Moffat too.
Oh, Moffat's going to lose a spot here potentially. Just didn't get away. Tanders down the outside. Whincup gives Coulthard a bit of a touch. They get through. Moffat's been the big loser in this one. as they stream through down to turn 4. The big braking move down here. Lowndes will go to the outside. McLaughlin will cover the middle.
They've got some...
Oh, he's sideways. He's sideways. Oh, McLaughlin had some push, but he's managed to hold on. And Tander, big move on Coulthard. Look at Lowndes.
Got to touch there as well.
Yeah, he did, and you see a bit of oversteer, bit of opposite lock by Lowndes. He's pushing hard. He wants this.
Great sound of the Volvo S60 leading the way. Moffat fighting here, fighting in the Norton Hornets entry, the Ultima.
The 3 Nissans. Oh, Rick Kelly's in here too, but more Whincup down the inside.
Oh, God!
Rick Kelly in the grass, in the gravel trap also. Well, I can't wait to see a replay. 2 Nissans in the gravel trap.
What a shame.
Now, what happened there? Whincup was very late on the brakes. Rusty 8 into 10.
Need to see a replay. Look at the damage here.
Dahlgren. Yep, damage to that Volvo. It's not going to go much further. Wow. Will we see another safety car? Rick Kelly. The damage to the front of the Nissan. Moffat. Here we go. A replay was all on. Whincup was on the outside of Moffat. Caruso was right behind.
So what's happened here?
Is the out. Whincup's dive down the inside.
Oh, no!
Kelly and Caruso touching.
Watch your head, mate. Watch your head for rubble and crashing.
And that wasn't the end of it. So Whincup got down there and got hit. And we've had news. I don't think there's going to be a safety car down there for this. We're going to have double yellows, but man.
Yeah. We're hearing the confirmation.
Car, buddy. Safety car. Safety car.
Just waiting for that confirmation to come through. Initially, no safety car. They are going to deploy one. Let's look at this again.
Whincup got down the inside pretty clean, and then he was just a passenger after that because Rick Kelly climbed up over the back of his teammate.
Yeah, the telling one. So Lowndes continues to keep the pressure on.
No safety car boards as yet, but there'll be a yellow down into 10 this time, double yellows, so no passing. McLaughlin not had the speed at the restart.
Not sure why there's a bit of miscommunication from race control. We're hearing definitely no safety car now, so it will not be deployed. We can see it actually still in the lane, so no boards on display either.
So I'm a little bit surprised. You know, McLaughlin hasn't been able to get away from Lowndes. Lowndes' speed here, very, very good. Great shots out the back of the S60. A couple of laps to go. Tander in third. A great restart by him. On
course to win the weekend as well, Merv. 329 points. He's top of the order. Lowndes will be second with 319 if things stay the way that they currently are.
If those positions change, we'll get a different result. But as we see, he's got a little bit of a gap here. We'll see where the Commodore, the Red Bull Racing Commodore, is a bit faster. Lowndes is looking sharp. As we see a change of position back here, Mike Caruso on Coulthard. And the Erebus AMG Mercedes is sitting there also. Will Davison, a great comeback. Winterbottom closing up under the wing of the Erebus machine. On lap 11 here of 12. Teammates last year, Davison and Winterbottom. Obviously Davison defecting at the end of 13, making his way to Erebus Motorsport.
His team owner, Betty Klemenko, was up at 5 a.m. this morning. She couldn't sleep. She was all checking out what was happening on Twitter as far as motorsport was concerned, and very excited about today. We're going back with Van Gisbergen here. I cannot believe what has gone wrong with this story. I mean, he just dominated the weekend so far.
Red Bull Racing, they think that their man, Craig Lowndes, is going to win this. I reckon Scott McLaughlin will have something to say about it. And Scott Pye puts his nose shows his nose to Shane Van Gisbergen. Obviously no passing down there with the yellows, and a bit of touching too through that sector where the yellow flags are. Scott Pye behind Harry Russell Ingle there.
Yep, the most successful man in terms of race wins at Albert Park. He's had a great history here.
There's going to be a bit of frustration here as we go back to the front. Garth Tander in third spot, holding off Mike Caruso. There's going to be a bit of chat about what happened down there a couple of laps ago with Rick Kelly and Mike Caruso getting caught up as Davison shows his nose to Coulthard. Those spots still remaining the same, but I reckon there's one lap to go. There's definitely opportunity for some positions to change as Michael Caruso looks at the back of the HRT Commodore. Tander has to cover slightly.
We couldn't pick the team, but there was a weird radio message there about a lap ago to one of the drivers saying 1 lap to go. And we wondered whether the race may have been shortened, but one of the drivers obviously thought it might have been over a little earlier than it is. It's staying or going to the scheduled distance. McLaughlin leading the way from Lowndes.
Caruso still putting a lot of pressure on Tander as they're still in car with Mark Winterbottom sitting in 7th position. Just a fantastic race. Plenty of action. V8 Supercars putting on a show for the crowd here today at Albert Park.
There's a max 75 points for each race, but 150 up for grabs today. McLaughlin on top of the tally with 329. He will win the MSS V8 Supercars Challenge if he stays where he is. Mark Dutton and the Red Bull Racing team have been encouraging Craig Lowndes to push. He has a tally of 319. And then the next best, as we see it, Fabian Coulthard, 298. He would be 3rd for the weekend in the Lockwood Commodore.
Half a lap to go, Rusty.
Shame for Caruso, they haven't been able to capitalise on that pole position. The car...
But looking fast,
yeah.
Looking very racy. Look at Tander covering. He knows there's only half a lap to go. Caruso's going to look here mid-track for Tander in the number 2. Holden Racing Team car. He's going to try to get the crossover. Can't get it done. Only a couple of corners left for our leader, I'm sure. Scott McLaughlin leads. He's got the gap on Lowndes. He's going to come around to take a race win here. The second event for this car in V8 Supercars.
Give it some gentle, Scotty. You have just won the V8 Supercar Challenge at Albert Park. What a story.
Yeah, thanks, JJ. Doesn't help that Volvo.
Drag race to the finish.
Caruso got it. Caruso got it.
Well, nothing wrong with the horsepower and the Nissan.
That's changed things too. I think that means Caruso's 3rd for the weekend. We'll confirm the tally.
I think you could be right there, Rusty.
By 1 point. That's significant. Caruso's finished 3rd for the weekend and has pushed Fabian Coulthard down to 4th. Unbelievable by 3 1/1000ths of a second.
3 10,000ths of a second. Well, what an amazing 4th race here. There's a bit of a replay action. David Wall getting past Shane Van Gisbergen. Oh, and he didn't like that one. Wall, sideways through 4-5.
That's incredible. 3 10,000ths of a second, and it's determined 3rd for the weekend. Well done, Michael Caruso, in that Beyond Blue Nissan Ultima. Let's look at this left of your screen on Garth Tander. Oh, if you can pick that, you're better than me.
I think it was less than 3 10,000ths of a second. What a result.
Confirmed results in race 4. This is how they finished from McLaughlin, from Lowndes, and Michael Caruso. And in terms of points for the weekend, the numbers as we see it, that is 1, 2 and 3 for the weekend as well. Fantastic stuff by the V8 Supercars here. Tander will finish 4th, getting ahead of Fabian Coulthard. Will Davison, we didn't get a chance to really talk enough. That's pretty good. Very encouraging for the Erebus Motorsport driver.
Well, considering he was in pit lane there changing a tyre during yesterday's race, so a phenomenal result there. Shane Van Gisbergen, there he is, 14th. We wouldn't have put money on that one. David Wall, Jack Perkins coming home 16th. David Reynolds They feed back through. James Moffat, Rick Kelly. Oh, how unfortunate for those guys to end up where they did. As I said, there's going to be obviously some investigation into that one. We saw Rick climb up over the back of his teammate.
And feel for Moff as well. He was on for a great result here. Look at this guy.
There's a bit of oversteer action going inside there. The jandal is being applied. And Scotty McLaughlin, no question, he's got a bit of a future.
Tremendous stuff.
The GRM boys, well deserved, showed such incredible pace so early on at Adelaide, and it has continued here at Albert Park.